Before watching the video, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. वीडियो को पूरा देखने से पहले चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन दबाएं।
Good evening and Jai Bhim everyone. I am Prashant, your host for today. I am a TIS Mumbai graduate from Media and Cultural Studies. I would like to thank you, Blue Morning, for giving me this great opportunity to host the talk. We will be joined today by two exceptional film and documentary makers, Jyoti Nisha and Mayura. Welcome Jyoti. Jyoti Nisha is an independent writer and filmmaker. Her latest project Ambedkar now and then is releasing shortly. And another side, Mayura. Welcome, Mayura.
Javin.
Mayura is an independent journalist, documentary maker, filmmaker, and co-founder of the Color Board. And her latest project with Nikhil, Diksha Bhumi, is releasing soon. So,
Thank you.
we are
Thank
going
you, Prashant.
to.
Thank you for this introduction.
Yeah. So the topic of discussion for today is Indian cinema and Bahujan spectatorship. Indian cinema is considered to be one of the oldest cinema in the world and also has one of the largest output in various languages with different cultures. The first Indian movie is thought to be Raja Harishchandra, released in 1913 and adapted from the Sanskrit epic. Therefore, the origin of the cinema, much like everything else in Indian society, has been exclusionary in nature. The Brahminical hegemony in the Indian cinematic experience is evident from ignoring the issues of caste altogether in its earlier film and choosing to rather focus on class issues to subsequently using caste as a tool of victimization. And there has never been a relationship between cinema and caste except for misrepresentation and appropriation. So, our discussion today revolves around the casteist nature of Indian cinema, how it affects the audience, especially Bahujan spectatorship, and what is the way forward. Our two guests will share their own experience from the field as well as what they think about the current and future scenario of Indian cinema. Yeah, so welcome both of you.
Thank you,
My yeah. So my first question is in three parts. Okay, one is that I would like to ask about this term itself, Bahujan spectatorship. What does it signify and what is its importance? And second, from Buddha to Mahatma Phule to Kanshiram and till present, how has the term Bahujan taken shape? And finally, how have you incorporated this in your film politics?
Thank you, Prashant, for this introduction. And you very correctly introduced the overall cinema, how it started and how it continued with that image and with that narrative. And um, regarding your first question, what is Bahujan spectatorship? Jyoti recently published a very brilliant article on the same theme in EPW recently. And yes, after reading that also, and after getting familiar with cinema and the concept Bahujan, with Bahujan, what we understand is if we literally translate this word Bahu and Jan, it's like maximum people. What Buddha, like I know it from the perspective of Buddha, how he coined Bahujan Hitai and Bahujan Sukhai is like betterment or happiness of the maximum people. And what Buddha theory is also like, I'll try to answer in like manage English and Hindi both language so as to reach to maximum people. So बीच बीच में थोड़ा हिंदी भी बोलना पसंद करूंगी. So to reach maximum, to reach all is kind of a little impractical. Sarvajan Sukhai is very impractical. but Bahujan is a goal which can be reached. Of course, Sarvajan is a very ideal thing which we can have an idea in mind, but reaching or uh, uh, attaining that level is very difficult as per what Buddha said. Is that's why it is Bahujan Hitaya and not Sarvajan Hitaya and not Sarvajan Sukhaya. How Jyotiba Phule Kanshiramji used this term is also with a similar thought, I think so. How Kanshiramji also took it politically is uh, bringing all these. It is like how bringing all these people together, the OBCs, SCs, and STs, and the minorities. यानी जितना when I segregate people into two, it's like शोषित वर्ग और शोषण करता, the one who is dominant and one who is getting dominated. So the always there are dominant ones is the less amount of people, and the one who is getting dominated, the शोषित वर्ग वो maximum में है, वो बहुजन है. So they are who? The SCs, STs and OBCs. And इसको अगर आज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देखा जाए, काफी जगह पर the term DBA is also used, दलित बहुजन आदिवासीज. So why this segregation between Bahujans is there? Why Dalits as untouchables are different? Why OBCs only are considered as Bahujan and why Adivasis are not into Bahujan? So this is my question. So according to then linking this word Bahujan to spectatorship is how I feel is आज तक बहुजनों का कोई spectatorship रहा ही नहीं है. It is like they are just perceiving it, they are just receiving it, they did not had any kind of access as such to reflect on it. तो वो किस तरह से देखते हैं, what kind of spectatorship they have is a very difficult question for me to answer for now. You questioned it in three parts. Yeah, Mahatma Phule, Kanshiramji, yes. How it has taken shape is this. I still believe that Bahujan should be DBA together, not D and A also into Bahujan. And yeah, to the film. Sorry, I am I a little vague in answering because the question was in three parts and asked together. Prashant?
You speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
You speak.
Yeah, so this is what I think about Bahujan at large is maximum because everybody cannot be cared of. It's a little impractical, and thus जो शोषित वर्ग है, the dominating the dominant not the dominant ones, उनका जब पूरा ग्रुप तैयार होता है तो they form Bahujan group, and their spectatorship is how they are looking at things is a little very difficult for me to sum up my whole answer. Yeah. If Jyoti wants
Would you
to
like
add
to
something
answer,
to it.
Jyoti?
Yes. Thank you, Mayura. Gave a lot of background to what you could have said. Bahujan, I mean, see, there's a whole trajectory of the different terminologies of how the oppressed in this country have been called at different points of time, and it is like there are different movements that have happened in Maharashtra, in Chennai, in Andhra Pradesh, in Uttar Pradesh, and they all have at certain points of time in history have used a certain terminology, which how I see it is like the way they were evolving is the way their terminologies were also evolving with respect to the political scene that was happening in the country. So, so lots of things were called, and I mean, we were called depressed class and oppressed class and untouchables and Sudra and Atisudras and, you know, different terminology than Harijans and, you know, lots of things we were called. My point was this, that sometimes it was considered, it was said in terms of class perspective, sometimes a lot of times it denoted in terms of caste perspective. So, Considering that I'm from North and I have, like I was saying, so maybe my knowledge could be limited because I have read only some. But but like Mayura said, it's Bahujan Hitai, Bahuj comes from Buddha's Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukhai, which translates into interest and happiness of oppressed people, basically. And if you hear of Baba Sahib's speech on Buddha and Karl Marx, then you will see that he's talking about that Buddhism is, he's calling the oppressed people as, he has not put it as the class perspective. He has put it in terms of poverty, but in a caste perspective, more like that. So there is this one connection, and then Kanchiram, he brought everybody together into this identity, and I think I see it like the reason for him to give this term Bahujan must have been, or I have heard that there are other people who have also used the term Bahujan before, but I have yet to explore more. But of what I know of, that he tried to bring all people together so that you can have a political identity. And back then we did not have a political organization. So how this terminology was also used to bring all people together. That and also the trajectory of the term. I mean, we can get into it in a long detail. Some people are also calling like Dalits and Buddhist and now Buddhist and lots of things. So what do you connect with? But my framework, if I had to present a lot of people, and because social science is all about speaking from your experience, social location, like I have tried to explain in theory as well, that all knowledge is socially located. So whatever I am trying to, I also, I mean, when I read a lot of like Angela Davis, or I read of Bell Hooks, then it clearly had a connection with the kind of political scene that was happening in the country at that point of time, and it felt like it's very important that how at a certain scenario that you are in this point of time in history, how we are projected, and how and why the political question. It was essentially a very personal question, but it becomes just political because you have to talk. We're talking about identities, and the ideas of also identity is very, like, several people have tried to. It's not a question of that you are. I mean, several people have given several terminologies in terms to identify with a certain school of thought. So I felt like I identified with this school of thought, and personally, and secondly, in the framework, like in the framework of ideologically, when you see cinema as a part of ideological apparatus, as Althusser has said, it affects you. You don't realize it, but it affects you at a very private level. And I saw it for myself. Like for myself, it was an experience because when I was in film school, I had written some stories, and when I came back to TISS, and then I read the same stories, and I understood myself, like, what am I writing? So you understand that why do you give your certain characters a certain social location? What's the whole scheme behind it? And how as a director or as an author or as a writer, how ideologically they are placed, perhaps, which kind of expresses in their work how they project the oppressed of this country. Yes. So, and in terms of spectatorship, if you're saying that, for me personally, it started with Media Rumble in last year, and so when I was putting out this perspective, and there are like people from industries, very senior filmmakers and screenwriters, and I love their work for certain different reasons cinematically, but maybe I don't like their politics so much so. But I felt like this whole knowledge is this spectatorship. My experience as a person belonging to a certain caste background, as a woman, as a person who's making these choices, independent choices, and is questioning how you are projected. So I felt like, hey, this is 2020. This can't be happening right now. So because I mean, you have to. I felt like maybe the film theory or filmmakers have not taken this, have made this effort to have a kind of academic background to their work when they produce anything around gender, caste, class, and labor, and sexuality, and knowledge production. So when you don't have those framework, so then what do you really basically looked up to? So I felt like this framework was very important, and also it did not relate to my experience. Like I said, social science is very based into your lived experience, so it felt very important to basically produce this knowledge and be able to perhaps bridge this gap so that you can have some connection why we don't agree with this kind of representation, which is not our experience. Yes.
Thank you, Jyoti and Mayura for the.
Prashant, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, can I want to add one line to what
yeah.
I told earlier about how Buddha looks at this Bahujan Hita and Bahujan Sukhai. So to be specific, I don't know how many of the viewers will agree to my point or not, I'm not sure about. But in Buddha's Bahujan, he's not just talking about the oppressed, but of the maximum. So this Bahujan can also have people from the upper caste as well. So, like the ones who initially accepted Buddha, because Buddhism or Buddha's thoughts or Buddha's teachings reached to the oppressed very later. So it was initially accessible only to the upper caste. So his Bahujan also could have people from the upper castes as well. Just this line I wanted to add in. Yeah, thank you.
ओके या हाँ सो मतलब आप दोनों ने जो आंसर दिया वो मतलब बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था कि जिधर से मतलब फ्रॉम बुद्धा टू महात्मा फुले एंड कांशीराम टू टिल प्रेजेंट it's very important to challenge the Brahminical hegemony and create our own aesthetics. So my second question is like that ki why is it important to not only challenge the Brahminical hegemony and but also the theory and technicalities at the core of Indian cinema, because जो कुछ भी अभी मतलब जो पॉलिटिकल सिनारियो चल रहा है या जो कुछ भी मतलब चीजें चल रही है, तो वो सब ध्यान में रखते हुए हम क्या बोल सकते हैं कि मतलब जो ब्राह्मणिकल हेजिमोनी है उसको तो हमें चैलेंज करना ही है, लेकिन थ्योरी एंड टेक्निकलिटीज भी जो है उसको किस तरह से हम चैलेंज कर सकते हैं, और what is the need to create an alternate cinematic form of Bahujan cinema? What do you both think about this question?
Okay, am I supposed to say first? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is about why Brahminical hegemony needs to be broken in film. Basically, Brahminical hegemony needs to be broken in not just film but everywhere, because they are having the hegemony in every sector, in each sector. और मतलब अपनी पूंजी की तरह बस वही हर जगह है. तो it's like their perspective in all sectors we are having, whether it is literature, whether it is any kind of art, film or anything. So this of course needs to be broken, because एक ही तरह की सोच होगी और एक ही तरह की चीज दिखाई जाएगी, तो where will be the other narrative come from? Where will it come from? And किसी भी चीज को देखने का जो नजरिया है वो हमारे लोकेशन के हिसाब से चेंज होता है, whether it is our caste location, whether it is our religious location, our regional location, our gender location or anything. तो यस, एक ही हेजिमनी की तरह से हमेशा उस चीज को देखा गया है, हमेशा उसी को उस तरह से दिखाया है, तो दिस ऑफ कोर्स नीड्स टू बी ब्रोकन. I remember this Rashomon effect that I've learned during masters. We all have learned during our masters, and it tells us ki how, when your location, whether it is gender or anything, the same story can be narrated again and again with a different version altogether. It is never the same. Like when our perception changes, our location changes, the whole story changes. Whether the plot changes, the concept might be same, but it could be shown from a different angle. So of course there's always this Brahminical hegemony, and we are getting things to look at in a very common, very same, वही घिसा पिटा हर बार वही. And काफी बार ऐसा होता है कि where we are in this, we are not able to relate with it. Like how Prashant started with Dada Saheb Phalke, and how he started this ओवरऑल फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का इंडिया में, और जिस तरह की स्टोरीज बनी, नॉट जस्ट हरीश चंद्र की फैक्ट्री, बट आफ्टर दैट a series of films that Phadke Sahib made are all Hindu mythological films. और काफी मतलब वो ही बना हुआ है, जिसको देखने के बाद जब जनरल पब्लिक देखती है, इंक्लूडिंग द बहुजन्स, इंक्लूडिंग ऑल, उसको उसी तरह से देखा जाता है. So this hegemony needs to be broken. तो लाइक बहुत ही सिंपल मेरा इसके लिए आंसर है कि और दूसरा जो क्वेश्चन है कि टेक्निकलिटीज, जब परसेप्शन बदलता है, उसको देखने का तरीका बदलता है, तो उसको बताने का तरीका भी बदलता है. तो हाउ a Brahmin is telling the story when a low so-called lower caste or a tribal person is looking at the same story, and then when we ask them to narrate the story again, तो उसमें के टेक्निकलिटीज अपने आप बदल जाएंगे. वो अपने तरीके से जब देखेंगे, अपने तरीके से बताएंगे भी. तो of course the theories will change, the technicalities will change, and this needs to be done. Yes, that's it. Right, very short answer. Yeah.
Jyoti, what do you
Yeah.
think?
See, I mean, that's why, I mean, I wrote this for me. Like I was saying, I told this previously as well. As a person, I felt like there is a lack of a theorization, which is required to explain a perspective, or explain a certain kind of gaze and viewership and experience, basically, to yeah, I mean, and how can you fight so many people? I can't personally. Like I would rather try to bridge this gap. So for me, it was like this, as a person, how when we go to school and stuff, how, I mean, I enjoy it as well, to be able to translate my experience into, or apply that knowledge, to produce a new perspective. And because that is the way, actually, there is no other way. So I felt like, how do you relate to so many people apart from this was a very, very personal experience for me, and I kept thinking, how do you do that? And so it was something like you're trying to find an answer to justify. I don't know, justify is the right word, but to assert, in a dignified and respectful manner that, maybe you have missed this, And I mean, could you look at it in this way as well? You know, this kind of history exists, and this kind of perspective exists. Gail Omved has done a fantastic job in building a lot of knowledge and frameworks around this, around the idea of nationalism and things like that. So I think bridging this, somehow bridging in a language and in theory or theorization or whatever you want to call it, which can connect to larger people is very important. And aesthetics, I think, I don't know, is there a certain certain way to go about cinematically shoot something, because sometimes you just make random choices as well. Yes, we plan it as well, but certainly, like Mayura said before, that if you look at, when you realize that, hey, this is your part of history, or this is your story, and this could have an impact, or and this is, how do you feel about it? Essentially, for me, what's very amazing about any art form is that how do they make us feel? We listen to music and we watch films across from various backgrounds, and you might not really agree sometimes with the politics of a filmmaker, but you love their cinematic, grammar, or the casting choices, or just the story, and you try to place yourself so in that whole thing of cinematic experience, and you're consuming cinema. So for me, what was very important is, how do you make people, your aesthetics will change and evolve, and I don't know, do I have a certain aesthetic, so to say, which I really subscribe to personally? I am not a trained director. I am a screenwriter. Yes, that's what I was trained into, but I saw that this kind of course, our kinds of homes, and like for in Ranjit's film, or in Neeraj Gaiwan's film, or there is so much of our home and our symbols and our heroes that are there, that you just when you tell it from your experience, I think the aesthetics change, and the story becomes a hero, sort of, in a way. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
या मतलब दोनों के मतलब इसको सम किया जाए तो हाँ, बहुजन अल्टरनेटिव सिनेमा की जरूरत है, क्योंकि जो कुछ भी मतलब वो जो आइडेंटिटी है वो एक तुम्हारे लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंस से आने वाली चीज है, और उस तरह से मतलब कोई अलग दूसरा कोई फिल्म मेकर अगर वो उस चीज को, बहुजन इश्यूज को अगर पोर्ट्रे करता है, तो वो एक डिफरेंट, वो किधर तक मतलब वो उसका जो ऑथेंटिसिटी है वो किस तरह से आएगा, उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन मतलब पूछ ही सकते हैं। लेकिन हाँ, कि बहुजन एक अल्टरनेटिव जो सिनेमा का आना जो है वो आने की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है, यही मुझे लगा आप दोनों के डिस्कशन से। देर आर फ्यू क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस, आपके दोनों में से कोई भी इसका आंसर कर सकते हैं। क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि इंस्टेड ऑफ जेनेटिक सिनेरियोज वुड लाइक टू हियर रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स एक्सपीरियंस्ड बाय यू एक्सपर्टीज। तो इस टाइप से कुछ क्वेश्चन है
फॉर फिल्म मेकिंग।
हाँ,
द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग इज व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग, इज इट?
यस, तो उन्होंने उधर एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया, लेकिन हम अभी टॉपिक वो है तो उस तरह से फिर देखते हैं कि फिल्म मेकिंग के प्रोसेस को लेके ही शायद
ये कहीं ना कहीं आगे के क्वेश्चंस में एक्सपीरियंसेस को के एग्जांपल्स देके हम आगे बोल सकते हैं। yes.
और यू कैन एड्रेस इट राइट नाउ आल्सो।
इंस्टेड ऑफ जेनेटिक, you Mayura, you want to मतलब you want to answer, or you want to answer
to this question?
हाँ, The
We'll
question,
take this as like the coming questions. In it only, we'll try to bring this question. Like
okay.
the question is asked to share lived experiences, na, during this
Yeah.
filmmaking process. Yeah, yeah. So
Instead
in the
instead of
questions you will be asking, so we can
instead of
answer this along. Like,
genetic instead of genetic scenarios, would like to hear real life examples experienced by you expertise.
yes. Okay, yes, yes. So this is not a question. This is like they're asking to us to share lived experiences during this filmmaking process. तो आगे जो आप क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तो उसमें हम कोशिश करेंगे कि हम थियोरीज के जगह जो हमने फेस किया या जिस तरह से फिल्म बनाने की प्रोसेस में जो एक्सपीरियंसेस आए, विल ट्राई टू शेयर इट. हाँ, इज इट?
Yashwant Zagade is
एम आई?
asking in Ambedkarism, in Ambedkarism circle, there is critique that there is no reality something called Bahujan on ground. In field there is only reality as a caste. How do you see this Jyoti? So question is directly to Jyoti. So
Okay. I think we all know the answer, but see, I mean, then we should go back to, going into terminologies and identities, why do you call Dalit and who's a Buddhist and who's a Nav Buddhist or who's a Bahujan and things like that. Um, Dalit as a term was given to us, to we all have read about it. It translates to broken people, but then it does not give us an assertive position, and that is where for me, I differ from it. For and yes, on ground there is a problem. There is problem. Then perhaps it's a question that we need to address personally or right now as well. I would say that you work in cadres, dude. That's it. You wake, and you understand. If you understand the politics of this country, then what is more important is coming together. It is not important that a fraction of people are creating some problem, that you work with it. I think it is a question within the movement itself. This is not a question that I have to answer because I'm not an activist. But if I have to think of if you're asking for a solution or something like that, then I mean, how do you assert your position? I mean, there are different frameworks. Again, Pule called us the Shudras and Atishudras, the indigenous people of this country. And Banses also asserts this identity. So, like I said before, of the identity of Mullevasi. So, like I said before, I mean, you have to first understand that it might be your, or a limited handful of people might have this kind of knowledge to have a very critical perspective about this identity, but give me a solution to bring all the people together because I don't think so. I mean, for me, because I obviously, I don't know. Should I say that I'm a Buddhist because I feel like I'm a Buddhist? I have never called myself a Dalit. If my caste was asked, then I have addressed myself as scheduled caste. But if I have to look at a political identity which I can assert, which can bring solutions in changing the policies, then I think that's my answer. Yeah.
okay. So
Can I just few lines? Like, yes, the identities of caste and assertion is always there. Like people very proudly assert their caste. But yes, caste does exist. Caste is everywhere in India and it is also exported to international level. So now wherever Indians are, caste is there. But it is the ugly reality. It is the reality, but it is an ugly reality, and I feel that it is nothing to be glorified of. One shouldn't be glorifying the caste and their caste locations. Yes, it is. By saying this, I'm not saying that hide your castes. Of course, that also is not possible. What I have understood through Baba Sahib's struggle throughout his life was he was trying to annihilate caste. not just caste discrimination, but caste at the roots. He did not say caste discrimination को annihilate करना. जाति प्रथा का निर्मूलन कुछ कुछ ट्रांसलेशंस में हमें मिलता है, या जाति भेदभाव का निर्मूलन ऐसा भी कहीं कहीं ट्रांसलेशन में देखने मिलता है, लेकिन इट इज एनिहिलेशन ऑफ कास्ट इटसेल्फ. So nothing should be proud of, like no one should be proud of their castes. No one should be also, मतलब किसी को कास्ट का प्राउड भी नहीं करना है तो बहुत बुरा समझ के भी नहीं रहना. It's just there and you need to overcome it. And of course at the end when he thought that it's very difficult task to annihilate caste itself, so he, as a solution, he thought of getting converted into Buddhism. So now people are also bringing castes within Buddhism. That is a total different thing. We shouldn't be talking about for now. Yeah, that's it.
आई थिंक यशवंत को शायद आंसर मिल गया होगा. उधर और 3-4 क्वेश्चंस है. द विजित सोनवने इज आस्किंग, इज सिनेमा ओनली अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी और इट कैन गिव डायरेक्शन टू सोसाइटी एज वेल, because images have inherent power?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, Jyoti, speak.
Absolutely. That's why we must come tell different stories from our, I mean, I don't know, from our experience, social locations, and which perhaps break a certain kind of a film grammar and aesthetics, which victimizes us and or brands us or stereotypes us into criminals or like thieves or rapists or like a sex worker or like vulgar woman or sexy woman or these kind of things. Yes, you can completely flip the discourse. The grammar is in your hand, and it's also, I think, it's a very personal, like, I think I'm only speaking for myself. It's not at all generalizing at this point of time. That it's completely a personal experience of a person that makes a whole, film or story and their ethics and, their film or their work, I think, tells a lot about people. So the grammar or the choices necessarily also change, and it is a new way. If it's a new way, and it's an important way, because essentially the whole idea of story, or again, like I was saying, how does it make you feel, and does it make you feel empowered, or does it make you feel emotional, or do you connect to the politics of the film, or not necessarily politics? Do you like the song, or something connects with it's people differently, ethically, or artistically, and because stories have that capacity. So certainly we must create stories and make films or any form through which you can have a different perspective.
Right.
I want to add into this, like to what Vijit asked, is whether a film is a reflection of the society, and also whether it can direct the society. Of course, the films are reflections of the society, क्योंकि जो कुछ भी सोसाइटी में होता है वहीं से आइडियाज, इंस्पिरेशन सब मिलता है और वही सब पर्दे पर दिखता है. बट ऑफ कोर्स वो जो सोसाइटी में है, जो अच्छी चीज है, द एस्थेटिक्स आर आल्सो शोन इन द फिल्म्स, आल्सो द अगली ट्रुथ्स आर आल्सो शोन इन द फिल्म्स. पर इट आल्सो डायरेक्ट्स हाउ, क्योंकि जो सोसाइटी में स्टिग्मा है उसी को और रिएनफोर्स करके भी फिल्म्स को काफी बार दिखाया जाता है, एंड देन इट मेक्स इट मोर पावरफुल एंड मोर स्ट्रांग, एंड देन अगेन इट्स लाइक अ बैक एंड फोर्थ, एंड इट्स लाइक अ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस कि वही चीज और बढ़ती है फिल्म्स को देखकर. लाइक छेड़छाड़ है दुनिया में, इट इज देयर, ईव टीजिंग इज देयर, और उसी को फिल्म में दिखाते हैं। जब फिल्म में दिखाते हैं तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं है, इट्स अ कंप्लीट इमेजिनेशन। रेप्स नहीं है, सिर्फ फिल्म में एक सीक्वेंस है जिसमें रेप है या लड़की को छेड़ा गया, पीछा किया गया, किसी ने कुछ बोला, कमेंट या गाना गाया, सीटी बजाए, ऐसा नहीं है कि दुनिया में नहीं, इट इज देयर। पर जब उसको फिल्म में दिखाते हैं, जब हीरो खुद ऐसी चीजें करता है, फिल्म का जो लीड कैरेक्टर है हमारा, वो खुद अगर सीटी बजाता है किसी लड़की को देख के, कुछ मतलब घटिया लिरिक्स वाला गाना गाता है, एंड देन आर लीड एक्टर स्माइल्स टू इट, रन्स, देन ही रन्स बैक, हाँ, तो वो देखने के बाद इट ऑफ कोर्स गिव्स डायरेक्शन टू द पीपल, टू द सोसाइटी, कि जब फिल्म का हीरो, यार मुझे पसंद है, गोविंदा पसंद है, शाहिद कपूर पसंद है, जो भी पसंद है, वो ऐसा कर रहा है, तो आई कैन डेफिनेटली, when I'm thinking to approach a girl, like the love of my life, I'll go in this way, like how Shahid Kapoor said to that actress in the film. So this is how जो जो चीजें सोसाइटी में है वही फिल्म्स में दिखती है, और फिल्म्स उसको और बढ़ावा दे सकती है। तो फिल्म के हाथों में है कि किस तरह से चीजों को, कौन सी चीजों को बढ़ावा देना है, कौन सा जो ऑलरेडी स्टिग्मा सोसाइटी में है उसको उसी तरह से कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना है, और इफ दे वांट टू चेंज द कंप्लीट सिनेरियो एंड एक एग्जाम्पल सेट करना है कि ऐसा नहीं, ये ऐसा होना चाहिए। बिकॉज डायरेक्टर के हाथ में, फिल्म के हाथ में एक ऐसी चीज है कि वो लोगों का नजरिया बदल सकते हैं। they have this power to play with people's mind, to set and set a concept, एक benchmark रख सकते हैं कि ऐसा। तो जब लोग उसे देखेंगे तो they can think, अरे यार ये शायद मैंने इसको ऐसा तो सोचा ही नहीं था, ये तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है ना, ओ मैंने इस तरह से क्यों नहीं सोचा। So now I'll shift, like uh, I'll try to change my mindset and think like this, how this film is telling me to, है ना? Yeah, that's it.
और दो तीन क्वेश्चंस आए हैं ऑडियंस से, लेकिन मुझे थोड़ा सा ये टॉक आगे लेके जाना है, क्योंकि मुझे कास्ट को लेकर कुछ मतलब क्वेश्चन करना है। माय क्वेश्चन इज डायरेक्टेड टू यू ज्योति। यू नो, the caste is an objective reality, meaning that something is actual, okay, and so it exists independent of the mind. And however, the Brahmin distorts the reality according to their own subjectivity. In what ways do you maintain the objective reality of caste in your films? And yeah.
I think deciding your position in the how do you want to tell a story is a very, very important thing. Because you have a certain kind of a formula. There is always a structure whenever we tell a story, and I'm talking from a perspective of a screenwriter right now. So there's a kind of a structure you have for different scripts. You will see that directors or writers have different kind of structures, linear structure, non-linear structure, cyclic structure, and different kind of cuts are also there in editing also. How do you use this technique artistically? I think so. And I think this how I think I lost. What was your question? Can you tell me again? Oh, the objective reality of caste, right? So basically, caste is basically a caste consciousness. So when you are going out there to when you're writing a story, for me, my learning and also a shift was when I looked at characters was to really give them a space, a background, to not keep them one-dimensional. Because characters we people are very multi-dimensional people, and we have different kinds of personas, and we might have a caste location, but we also connect with people from different nationalities and in universities, or the kind of writers we read. or our experiences are very, very different. So so basically, uh, my position is usually it is not necessarily to deliberately choose के ऐसे ही बोलना है. But in my film that I'm looking at, for me it's a personal account on various I mean, I felt like I'm in time in history, and this needs to be documented, and it needs to be told the way I feel it, and it needs to be told. I mean, because I think I am assertive as a person, or I would like to talk possibly with my work, or so then you can give, because we do have problems. I recognize that there is a certain kind of grammar and aesthetics that exist, but how do you counter it? You make it, basically. You start making it, or you start writing about it, and you tell it in the best way that you tell it. So having that, for me, that having this perspective in time and history was very important. And from an assertive position is, I think, like I was saying, it's very personal. I'm sure Mayura is making a film, and her experience of shooting, and her experience with Nagpur, because she's from Nagpur, must be different from from Jyoti, who's not from Nagpur, and so it's like a different kind of aesthetics and language and experiences we have. But stories have the capacity to basically, like I said, in Althusser, quoting Althusser, that they are ideological state apparatus. So I mean, culture and basically cinema and literature and sports, how these institutions, how they are propelled and given a certain kind of perspective. So so you decide basically how you position yourself. You definitely write down on a piece of paper how do you want to tell it. You definitely have a script in hand, because yeah, I mean, you'll see, like, we connect with different filmmakers, but the way they tell the stories is what affects us also. Yes.
Mayura, you want to add something, or?
Yeah, I can talk something about this. Like the question, the existence of caste in films. Yes, sometimes we see कि फिल्म्स में कास्ट दिखाई नहीं दे रही है, कास्ट एंगल्स नहीं है, या फिर कास्ट इज नॉट देयर इन फिल्म्स. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. कास्ट इज ऑलवेज देयर इन फिल्म्स. वो कहाँ है वो ढूंढना है, वो पता चलता है. का व्हाट डू वी अंडरस्टैंड बाय दिस वर्ड कास्ट? अगर हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन है तो जाति, और जाति इज ओरिजिनल फ्रॉम, अगर पाली टेक्स्ट के हिसाब से देखा जाए तो उसका वर्ड है, उसका लिटरल मीनिंग है जन्म. तो वो ऐसे जोड़ा गया है कि जन्म से ही जो मिली है वो जाति है. एंड हाउ इट इज कनेक्टेड विद दिस ऑक्यूपेशन. So we all know कि how caste-based occupations are there. But what is caste for you? Is caste-based occupation is your caste, or occupation-based life is your caste? मतलब अगर देखा जाए तो मेरे कास्ट में, अगर मतलब मेरे फादर से मुझे अभी तक जो मिली है, तो अगर देखा जाए तो जन्म के हिसाब से जो मिला है वो महार जाति मिली है. बट आज मेरी कास्ट ये नहीं है कि मैं गाय, मरी हुई गाय या ये ढोर ये सब खींच रही हूँ. दैट इज नॉट माई कास्ट. व्हाट इज माई कास्ट टुडे इज आई एम अ जर्नलिस्ट, आई एम अ फिल्ममेकर, लर्निंग फिल्ममेकर, आई एम अ प्रोफेसर. तो अगर देखा जाए तो मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, पढ़ा रही हूँ, तो माई कास्ट कुड बी ब्राह्मण ऑल्सो, बिकॉज आई एम टीचिंग, आई एम लर्निंग, आई एम टीचिंग. सो देयर इज अ बिग, ऐसा भी है कि सुना है, पढ़ा है कहीं पर, कि जो बहुत पहले जो वर्ण व्यवस्था थी, जो जाति आधारित होने के पहले जो थी, वो जो वो हुआ करती थी तुम्हारे काम से जो तुम चूज कर सकते थे, मतलब एक ही घर पे 4 जातियां भी हो सकती थी। मतलब पिताजी अगर ब्राह्मण है, वो पढ़ रहे हैं, पढ़ा रहे हैं, तो उसी घर का बेटा सफाई भी कर सकता है, सफाई कर्मचारी भी हो सकता है। लेकिन अभी उस तरह का सिस्टम नहीं है। अभी मतलब काफी सालों से, करीबन 5,000 सालों से ही वो सिस्टम नहीं है, क्योंकि वरना सिस्टम जिस तरह से कास्ट बेस यानी कि जन्म पर आधारित, जन्म पे आधारित जिस तरह से बन गया है, तो ये सारी चीजें शिफ्ट हो चुकी है। तो इसी को अगर फिल्म में देखा जाए तो कास्ट आर देयर। लीड एक्टर्स का जो कास्ट है, उन जो साइड एक्टर्स का जो कास्ट है, उनके घर पे काम करने वालों का जो कास्ट है, अब उसकी लोकेशन देखने के लिए उनके जो सेकंड नेम्स हमारी कास्ट की पहचान है अभी भी, तो सेकंड नेम्स, कभी लीड एक्टर का नाम सुना है क्या? राम टेके कामले, हाय आई एम संजय सिंघानिया की जगह हाय आई एम राजीव खोब्रागड़े, हाय आई एम संजय मेश्राम। अरे कहाँ सुना है? नहीं है ना ऐसे। तो इस तरह से कास्ट लोकेशन हमें दिखती है। लेकिन हाँ, जो उनके घर पे काम करने वाले हैं, उनके नाम, उनके यूजुअली तो सेकंड नेम होते ही नहीं है, धोंडू पांडू यही होते हैं। और ये नाम किसको दिए जाते हैं? ये किसी अपर कास्ट का धोंडू पांडू नाम सुना है क्या कभी? नहीं होते है ना। ये दिए ही जाते हैं इनको, कचरू दगड़ू धोंडू पांडू ये नाम। अगर कहीं गलती से इंस्पेक्टर का कैरेक्टर है हमारे फिल्म में, तो हमारे लीड इंस्पेक्टर का नाम चौहान होगा, कुछ और, मल्होत्रा वल्होत्रा हमारे लीड एक्टर का कुछ भी नाम होगा। लेकिन अगर बीच में कहीं पे शिंदे कुछ नाम दिखाना है या कुछ, तो वो हमारा हवलदार होगा, वो इंस्पेक्टर नहीं होगा। तो कास्ट आर देयर इन फिल्म्स, देव ऑलवेज बीन देयर। लेकिन वो उसी तरह से स्टिग्मेटाइज्ड और स्टीरियोटिपिकल फॉर्म में ही रहे हैं, जो शायद बहुजन भी हमेशा नोटिस नहीं कर पाए, क्योंकि वो यूज टू हो गए, उनको इस तरह से ही मिला है और वो उसी तरह से कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते गए हैं। कई बार मतलब अभी वक्त लग रहा है ये सीखने समझने के लिए। तो जब हमारे भी लोग जब फिल्म बनाने में जाते हैं और ये सारी चीजों को क्रिटिकली नहीं एनालाइज कर पाते हैं, तो हम भी हमारा लीड रोल जब देखते हैं तो उसको हम कामले मेश्राम रामटेके नहीं देते। हम भी यही सोचेंगे कि मैं अगर एक्टर बनना है मुझे, मुझे कास्टिंग के लिए मैं इंटरव्यू देने जा रहा हूँ, तो आई एक्ट एज हाई आई एम संजय सिंघानिया, वंस अगेन द सेम थिंग कंटिन्यूज देयर। तो इस तरह से कास्ट is always been there, that we need to notice particular, need to be changed of course. Yes.
हाँ, थैंक यू मयूरा, थैंक यू ज्योति। मतलब कास्ट एक ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटी है, वो एग्जिस्ट करती है। और आर्टिकल 15 जैसे फिल्म में हो या अछूत कन्या हो, इन फिल्म में किस तरह से कास्ट को पोर्ट्रे किया गया है, इसके बारे में भी मतलब ज्योति या मयूरा हमसे दोनों भी बात करेगी। तब तक हमें मेग का क्वेश्चन आया है। मेग इज सेइंग, Savarna filmmakers, whenever called out for appropriating DBA narratives, often ask a stupid and cute question. So should I not make a film on caste? My question is, in your experience as an audience of cinemas of different languages, have you ever seen a film by a Savarna filmmaker which has dealt with the caste question ethically and with a very nuanced understanding? That's the question, yeah.
In Indian, I'm
हाँ
sure
हाँ
he's asking for an Indian filmmaker. I think Court was done really well. Um, yes, that's the one example. I think it's. I mean, it was all about manual scavenging, but we did not see a manual scavenger. We did not see a manual hole. We saw the life. We saw we saw the court proceedings and how slow the whole thing is. I mean, I can't really recall everything right now, but I think that really worked for me.
Okay. मैं बोलूँ इस पर।
yes,
अम, जब आर्टिकल 15 मूवी आई, तो इवन आई रोट डिटेल्ड आर्टिकल ऑन इट, रिव्यू आर्टिकल ऑन इट। I did had many things to critique about, and I did it, but I appreciated the filmmaker to make film on it. Of course, for me, the question is not who makes the film. The question about ethics is not for who makes the film. The question of ethics comes in consideration when how the filmmaker makes the film. और उसमें लाइक ऑफ कोर्स आवर लोकेशन प्लेज अ वेरी पर्टिकुलर रोल कि तुम कहाँ से आते हो और उस हिसाब से तुम सोचते हो. बट ऑफ कोर्स फिल्म्स बनानी चाहिए, और इस तरह से नहीं चलेगा ना कि द अपर कास्ट द सवर्णास विल मेक फिल्म्स ऑन ओनली देम एंड हम लोग सिर्फ हमारी फिल्म बनाएंगे. क्यों हम उनकी फिल्म नहीं बना सकते? क्या डोंट वी हैव दैट मेरिट? कि अगर मतलब इस तरह से अगर बात होगी तो ये यही हो जाएगा ना कि यू कम फ्रॉम अ दलित बैकग्राउंड, यू कम फ्रॉम अ बहुजन बैकग्राउंड, यू कम फ्रॉम आदिवासी बैकग्राउंड, यू कैन नॉट मेक फिल्म्स ऑन ब्राह्मण्स. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. ये किसी आर्ट में ये तो वही बात होगी कि कौन कौन कितना मेरिट है और किसने क्या करना चाहिए. अगेन लिमिटिंग पीपल, अगेन फिर वो जाति का बात आ जाएगा और अगेन ऑक्यूपेशन पे आ जाएगा. तो आई थिंक तुम कौन से लोकेशन से आते हो और फिर तुम कौन सा काम करना चाहिए और इसमें इतना ही करना चाहिए उतना नहीं करना चाहिए, ये अनएथिकल है. अगर इस तरह से कोई किसी को रोक लगा रहा है तो वो अनएथिकल है. अ, मैं किसी भी लोकेशन से आती हूँ लेकिन मुझे हर तरीके के नॉलेज लेने में कोई लिमिटेशंस नहीं होना चाहिए और उस पे मुझे मेरी तरह से रिफ्लेक्ट करने में कोई लिमिटेशंस नहीं होना चाहिए. इट मे बी रॉन्ग. So people are there to correct you. People are there to suggest you. People are there to ask you questions as well and give suggestions as well. तो इस तरह से बात होती है. तो सवर्णा पीपल शुड मेक फिल्म्स. और उन मतलब ऐसा है कि अब हम फिल्म्स बनाएंगे तो उन तक शायद पहुंचेगी नहीं पहुंचेगी, किस तरह से उसको देखेंगे. वो बनाएंगे तो कम से कम सब लोग देखेंगे क्योंकि पॉपुलर कल्चर में वो लोग ही बना रहे हैं. तो कम से कम मुद्दे तो उठ रहे हैं, कम से कम बन तो रही है फिल्म्स. मतलब अगर वो नहीं बनाएंगे देन वील से कि ये हमारे टॉपिक्स पे फिल्म ही नहीं बनाते, और जब बनाएंगे तो ये क्यों बना रहे हैं. ऑफ कोर्स एज एन आउटसाइडर देयर विल बी लूप होल्स, देयर विल बी मेनी लूप होल्स, बट वन मस्ट गो थ्रू दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट. और इसको काउंटर करने के लिए, अगर इस चीज को, इस सिनेरियो को चेंज करना है, तो आई लुक एज अ सोल्यूशन इज बहुजन्स मस्ट स्टार्ट मेकिंग मोर फिल्म्स. तो जब किसी सवर्णा को इस विषय पर फिल्म बनाना है तो दे शुड लुक अप टू अस, दे शुड रेफर आवर फिल्म्स कि अच्छा इन्होंने इस चीज को इस तरह से दिखाया, सो अकॉर्डिंगली दे कैन प्लान. क्योंकि हॉलीवुड फिल्म्स को देख के बनाते हैं ना काफी सारे फिल्म्स बॉलीवुड में कि वो किस तरह से सोच रहे हैं, किस तरह से फिल्म बन रही है. तो जब उनको इस टॉपिक पे फिल्म बनानी तो उन्होंने ये चीज रेफर करनी चाहिए. वो रेफर करने के लिए हमको वो डेटा तैयार करके रखना पड़ेगा कि हमको रेफर किया जाए. एंड मेघ, मैं और ज्योति ने मिलके साथ में फिल्म बनाई है. तो इट इज लाइक यस वी डिड अ फैंटास्टिक जॉब. क्या गलत है? सब मिलके काम कर रहे हैं, मिलके काम करना चाहिए. एंड फॉर मी ऑल्सो दिस क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो कम्स कि मैं कास्ट से ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस आइडियोलॉजी को देती हूँ. तुम हो सकता है कि तुम ब्राह्मण लोकेशन से आते हो, बट तुम हो सकता है अम्बेडकराइट हो सकते हो. व्हाई नॉट? अम्बेडकरिज्म इज अ थॉट, इज एन आइडियोलॉजी. वो किसी एक की जागीर नहीं है. वो मराठी में बोलते हैं माझाच बाप. इट्स इनकरेक्ट, इट्स टोटली इनकरेक्ट. इट्स ही इज एन इंटरनेशनल पर्सनालिटी. बाबा साहब कैन बी एनीवन. सिमिलरली किसी पर्टिकुलरली दलित कास्ट में सबसे ज्यादा ऑपरेस्ड कास्ट क्यों ना हो, उसमें भी ऑर्थोडॉक्स वैदिक परंपरा वाली सोच, मनुवादी सोच, ब्राह्मणिकल सोच उनमें भी हो सकती है. So for me, it is ideology, it is your understanding, not your caste. Of course,
but you
caste से
think
आइडियोलॉजी और अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत जुड़ी होती है.
but you think the caste is caste is a lived experience, okay? And अगर वो lived experience मुझे है तो मैं फिल्म बनाऊंगा. मतलब या उस फिल्म प्रोसेस में मतलब सवर्णाओं को ले सकते हैं, लेकिन एज एन उस जिनको इसका मतलब एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं है, उस कास्ट का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है या दलित एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, वो इनिशिएटिव लेके वो फिल्म डायरेक्ट करके वो फिल्म नहीं बना सकते हैं. शायद हम इस तरह से बोल सकते हैं. मुझे मुझे
Can I say
अगला
something?
हाँ या
एक
Yeah.
किसी भी फिल्म को, सॉरी,
ठीक है.
Uh,
ओके,
ज्योति speak.
yeah. I think I think we need to bridge a certain kind of a gap, like between to bridge a gap between academia and to write from our location more, so that at least or Mayura was saying that you tell your stories, you tell your story anyhow. एंड आई थिंक जब आपको पता चल जाता है कि आपको बोलना है तो फिर कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है, फिर आपको बोलना ही होता है. आप यू ट्राई टू फिगर आउट वेज टू टेल इट समहाउ, in whatever capacities wherever we are. So and at this point of time, right now we are in lockdown. I mean, everything is data, so जब इंफॉर्मेशन होगा ही नहीं, या उस तरीके का प्रोडक्शन, नॉलेज का प्रोडक्शन या फिल्म प्रोडक्शन, वैसा फिल्म या वैसा आर्ट होगा ही नहीं, तो फिर हम रिफ्लेक्ट कैसे करेंगे? Like we at this point of time, like if I have had to go out and look for a film to understand perspective. So I saw a lot of films. There were a lot of cinema that was made, in India, and that was made, that's otherwise also made, political cinema is there abroad as well. So you try to make that connection. And again, like it's we should not be like it will be not right to say that, like Mayura was saying, ideologically, by the end of it, it is the ideology, it's not the person, and that's why we are trying to talk, basically. It's the ideology. If you can ideologically affect a person in a way to, to provoke them or to push them to think beyond, certain caste consciousness. And we all know it. We're like smart people. We've been to same university, and we know it. Like, this is completely an absurd idea that's been imposed on people and gives them the whole idea of inferiority and superiority. Of course, the lived experience makes a lot of difference, but primarily, if you're not free from here, what's the point,
Yeah,
So, so I think from here, if you can be free, and we all have friends, and very curious. I mean, it's very interesting about, like for me, it was going to university or going to schools. Was this that people, you can have this conversation. This conversation is very important. I think it is essentially it is just the talk, and rest, rest. We will learn slowly, but we should start talking, and we can't refrain people, but then yes, push people. I mean, perhaps demand from people that, have a social scientist when you talk about social scientist from maybe a tribal background, if you're talking about a, tribal experience in the film or something like that, So at least that direct experience can be of some kind of consultation, basically, in terms of producing a certain kind of knowledge. So yeah, so I think we could bridge that gap. If we can't definitely say cannot not do it, but definitely demand that, hey, involve us, because because we can bring that gap, and we have this knowledge and this experience, and it's all about collaboration and talking. Yeah.
The pass the mic वाला जो concept है, the subaltern can't speak is not right. Subaltern can. We don't need Gandhi to represent us, but Ambedkar. So, but of course, we cannot stop anyone, and it will be unethical to stop someone to make films on something. And filmmaking is a process. It's not just कि दिमाग में आया और फिल्म बन गई. It's a complete process. A lot of research. लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंस उस तरह से नहीं होंगे तो काफी सारे लोग एक्सपीरियंस ले लेके किसी चीज के ऊपर रिसर्च करते हैं. लाइक इफ आई एम नॉट आई डोंट हैव एनीवन डूइंग फार्मिंग इन माय फैमिली, बट हो सकता है कि मैं काफी लंबे समय तक वहां एथनोग्राफिक रिसर्चेस आर देयर. people stay for longer times, experience, and then do. But of course, like what Jyoti said, involve us, yes, and pass the mic. These two concepts are equally much important. बिकॉज जब तक एक्सेस नहीं था, जब तक हमारे लोग फिल्म मेकिंग में कहीं नहीं थे, तब तक सिर्फ उन्होंने बनाया और हम सिर्फ वी वर एट द अदर एंड, जस्ट ऑन द रिसीविंग एंड. बट ऑफ कोर्स हमें उस जगह से आगे बढ़ना है, सो वी ऑल्सो वांट टू गेट इन्वॉल्व. जब तक हमें रोका गया था तब तक हमें ये सारी चीजें एक्सेसिबल नहीं थी, बट नाउ वी कैन डू इट, सो वी शुड डू इट एंड वी शुड मेक इट. लाइक आई सेड, डू नॉट स्टॉप एनीवन टू डू एनीथिंग, but why don't we speed up in doing things? Why don't we prove what we can do it, what miracles we can do with our talent, our skills, our knowledge, our understandings, or our lived experiences? Let them refer us. Stopping them will be unethical. Yes.
right. Thank you Jyoti. Thank you Mayura. मतलब आर्ट एक कोलैबोरेटिव मतलब चीज है, उसको दोनों ने एक साथ आके किस तरह से बनाना चाहिए, किस तरह से रिप्रेजेंट करना चाहिए आगे, इसके ऊपर मतलब बैठ के दोनों साइड के फिल्म मेकर्स हो, आर्टिस्ट हो, दोनों ने एक साथ बैठ के इसके ऊपर डिस्कशन होना बहुत जरूरी है. और इस टॉक से ये शुरुआत हो रही है, एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है. आगे के कुछ क्वेश्चंस आए हैं. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. Swapnil is asking, despite of having strong historical base and well-proofed content, the project under title The Battle of Bhima Koregaon Bhima is postponed and not come to floor. Not even completed by Sanjeev Jaiswal, Shudra fame. Is it because of it having Bahujan base and budget? Can someone throw light around it? Question is that.
Hey, this is like a question for the filmmaker.
Yes. But I just met Subodh Nagdevi sir, who is directing this film Battle of Bhima Koregaon, and it is in process. Like I met him, I think December or November, December maybe. So the film is in process, and films do take time. लाइक बाकी बॉलीवुड फिल्म्स की तरह कंट्रोवर्सी में बार बार नहीं आ जाती हमारी न्यूज कि यहाँ तक हुई, अभी ये रिलीज हुआ. आई डोंट नो व्हाट, बट मुझे सिर्फ इतना पता है कि फिल्म इज इन प्रोसेस. व्हेन आई मेट द डायरेक्टर सुबोध नागदेवी. आर दीज टू डिफरेंट फिल्म्स विद द सेम टाइटल? सॉरी, नॉट श्योर. वन विद अर्जुन रामपाल, भीमा कोरेगांव. I think the title is 500 or something. I'm not sure about. Maybe दो films भी parallelly बन रही होगी. Okay, yeah. Prashant, you can.
There is one question for Jyoti. There are 2-3 questions. After that, we'll wind up. Firstly, Jai Bhim and lots of love and hues and hugs to all enlightening speakers. I want to ask Jyoti ma'am that how we deconstruct caste and patriarchy which exist in our media, and can you please share your lived realities or thoughts or challenges which you go through while working in cinema industry? So question is like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have been able to have support from people, and patriarchy, yes, a little bit. What happened? I mean, like when I was raising funds for my film, a lot of my friends and fellow filmmakers kind of made the comment, and like why she's asking for so much money. It's not looked for that a woman can make a film or can have her own budget and demand to create a certain kind of a project. So that kind of one or two experience, but most of the times most of the times people were very, very supportive of how I film. And naturally, the funds were, it started with on my own savings and some borrowed money from family and friends. So whenever I was, I mean, when I was going to different places, so a lot of times it was just like a favor, like we're making this film and we are here and help us put us up at some, like a school college hostel or some kind of a cottage or something like that. So a lot of universities, friends in schools and all of that, and a lot of randomly people just, through personal contacts and just the idea that, somebody's out there trying to make a film. Uh, there was a lot of, I felt there was a lot of support, and in fact, we were fed a lot of times. Like we were fed, like the way people cooked for us and for my whole team. I mean, the three of us, usually me, my camera person, and a sound recordist.
Mhm.
So, like, our people were very, very kind and have been extremely kind, and I was extremely overwhelmed. That this you just go, you essentially earlier you're just going out to tell a story, and then you realize the significance of it in the middle of it. When people become so emotional and charged about what do they want to tell and share their experience. So I had an extremely positive experience. It was definitely very challenging to pull this far, and uh, significantly for me personally, it was I constantly questioned, is it because of my caste location that I'm not able to get funds? Uh, or or is it because you're a woman from a certain caste background? That's why you are, the challenges are much more harder than maybe for a film man who's a filmmaker. So I don't know. I really do not know. I just felt I have been extremely. I've worked very hard. I have been tried to do things strategically for my own projects, and it has somehow clicked with people because there was a lot of planning and good intention, extremely good intention, lots of love to say whatever and and basically also to to change this completely, this whole image of a victim's position, of this whole um, sensationalizing or victimizing and this focusing on body, objectifying a woman's body. I don't have any problem with anybody's body. Like, for me, not nudity is no big, nothing, like I'm not going to judge a person because they want to be in certain way or they live their life certain ways. I mean, I just need to control my body, right? So, just be aware of my own behavior. So these just basically like your experience as a person changes you, and when you locate it very centrally to your own life, it becomes you see. I would not just see that the challenges are very many. The challenges at again an ideological level that hey, she talks so much, she asks too many questions. Jyoti is too persistent, like बहुत पीछे पड़ जाती है, So yes, I am exactly like that. Very like if I have to pursue something, you have to. But these challenges as a in terms of caste and gender are it's the same thing. Like we were going back to ideologically, you don't like a woman who's assertive and who knows, who's smart and who can talk her shit out. And but hey, I mean, there are people, there are artists, and there are women who've done fantastic work. So I'm just trying my luck, and in the process, I'm hoping that you're able to connect with people and leave something little bit. You know, I'm also, I mean, you're learning. It's a long process. I have no experienced filmmaker as well, so I am not like the authority per se. you can still go out and question and completely disagree with me. But yeah, the experience is it has been this, yeah.
थैंक यू ज्योति. नेहा का एक क्वेश्चन है, हाउ टू डिफरेंशिएट फैंड्री, काला, आर्टिकल 15, and please highlight some on observation should be done as an audience. Jyoti, please talk something on your article, as all are not aware about your article on it.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, so basically, I mean, the expression of caste has been so my article basically talks about having this oppositional gaze, which does not agree with the representation of a Brahminical framework. The way, you know, upper caste have represented us, and, you know, like I said, victimized, criminalized, exoticized, overtly sexualized positions. So it's like an oppositional gaze. I don't see, as not only in theory but in person also, I have not seen this kind of category, these kind of absolutely these kind of people in my experience. I've not come across it. Rather, my experience has been I have met educated women, extremely down to earth women who are, you know, I have sisters, cousin sisters who go to, you know, the jungle every day and they get grass and they have like a normal house and not extremely privileged. So, you know, I completely relate to you know, relate to this whole experience of how you are being represented on screen, and at the same time it is more internal. It's also like it's an inverted methodology to the way we consume cinema. So in this maybe 5 years back or 10 years back, I wouldn't have been so critical. I mean, I didn't have this kind of a critical thinking to think that why we are projected like this. I was also like watching things like for the heck of it. But in over a period of time, like the cinema has been produced, and then you kind of realize that, you know, this kind of and you also see it in the lived experience, means like you know, the kind of assertion that has happened in Rohit Vemula's movement, or, you know, Chandrasekhar Azad, or, you know, Raya Sarkar's Me Too, or smash Brahminical patriarchy and stuff. So it's like there is a kind of a oppositional behavior that already had been existing, and with respect to that, certain kind of framework to why do I need to, I mean, why I resisted when I watched Article 15, and I felt euphoric when I watched Kala, was very different for various different reasons. And like, I mean, like I have explained in the article as well, Article 15 does not, it kind of just symbolizes, you know, uses the political discourse of caste, because there is a political consciousness in time, you know, at that point of current time. So it felt fit that, you know, this kind of a film could be made. Yes, I agree with it, that kind of good that kind of a feature film came into market, but how much of an impact and what kind of you know, does it reaffirms the previous kind of stereotypes that already exist to to project, you know, people from a certain caste background, Bahujans, I just felt that this disconnection that's there, this connection must be established to have to tell that this is not our experience as a person, because you have, I mean, some history of anti-caste movement in the family, and going to tests as well, and, you know, being in this time and space when we've really seen um, these movements closely, it felt like that it's very important to project. So so I could not agree for and Article 15 is about caste program. Basically, it's a caste program narrative where you you do some kind of violence to punish people from caste, other backward, scheduled caste tribes and other backward classes. Because, and when you, especially it's a woman, if she's assertive or educated, or men, young men who are educated or like stable and all of that. So when they are attacked, is to send out a bigger signal that hey, or to set an example that you don't do this, you don't mess with us, you don't deserve to sort of grow in and have this upward mobility in society. So I just felt it was just like the whole film was just kind of victimizing, asserting on very victim positions, and did not find agency. But it did find agency a little bit in Jatav's character when he slaps the policeman in the inside. But yeah, it's like I said, it's Anubhav Sinha's film, so it is his perspective. But the consumption of it, when I watched it, I was very repelled because I kind of had covered, through the making of my film, I had covered these movements and watched it very closely. You knew people. So it just felt very distorted and removed from a real lived experience. So, yeah, that's for Article 15. For Kala, it was just like, I think I'll be very brief, and then I think Mayura should add. I mean, for Kala, it was just like I felt like having a political character, an assertive woman character. There is no victimization. It's more assertive, respectful, dignified takers. It's a very inverted gaze, and it plays in lots of binaries, caste and class, and white and black, and pure and impure, and those kind of things. So watching that was not traumatic. Rather, you can relate to it because there's Baba Saheb, there's Buddha, and they're like we have them in our home. So to have them on this biggest screen and having Rajnikant playing out, this majestic role. So it was very affirmative, and like it was a positive experience. It didn't add any trauma, and because cinema has that capacity, the way it makes you feel. So like I said before, so that the consumption of this film was very elevating, and yeah, I hope to see a assertive woman's character on screen. Yeah.
मयूरा, हमारे पास बहुत कम टाइम है, तो और हमारे पास 2 क्वेश्चन भी आए हैं, तो तुम आर्टिकल 15 और काला हो, इनको किस तरह से देखते हो, और उसका आंसर देने के बाद हम फिर 2 क्वेश्चन लेंगे और फिर सेशन हम ये कर सकते हैं,
बिल्कुल.
कर सकते हैं.
There is, yes, a lot of difference in these films. अगर आर्टिकल 15 की बात की जाए, मैंने आर्टिकल उस पर लिखा था जो ग्राउंड जीरो में उस वक्त पब्लिश हुआ था. For some reasons, for some reasons, of course, we've asked to take that down, and उसको आगे अभी फिर से पब्लिश करेंगे हमारे द कलर बोर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म पे. तो इसलिए मुझे ज्यादा याद नहीं आ रहा एग्जैक्टली जितने सारे क्रिटिक्स थे, बट कुछ चीजें जरूर यहाँ पे मैं नोटिस में लाना चाहूंगी कि there is casteism, everybody knows, but still a particular group denies casteism in this date, कि आज नहीं है ऐसा बोला जाता है ना, particularly cities में, जो metro cities में रह रहे, तो people think that there is no caste. So very important thing that this film did is to bring to the notice that yes, even today, even in today's scenario, caste is there and caste discrimination is also there, and to this extent कि सिर्फ 3 रुपए बढ़ाने की बात को लेके भी यहाँ पर लड़कियों के रेप हो जा सकते हैं, उनको मारा जा सकता है इतनी बुरी तरीके से, ये चीज लोगों की नजर में लाए, इसलिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। और एंड दिस इज नथिंग इमेजिनरी स्टोरी, इट वाज अ रियलिटी एंड टू पोर्ट्रे इट वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। बट काफी सारी चीजें ऐसी थी कि ये कास्ट है, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, ये लोगों के नजर में लाने के लिए किसका इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, किसके थ्रू हमें ये रियलिटी पता चल रही है, थ्रू अ सवर्णा पुलिस हु नोज नथिंग अबाउट इट, द लीड कैरेक्टर आयुष्मान खुराना। So why is the need to let everybody in the world know that there is caste discrimination? वो हमको सिर्फ एक सवर्णा पुलिस वाला, जब सवर्णा कैरेक्टर, सवर्णा डायरेक्टर बताएगा तो ही सबको पता चलेगा। This is one of the question. Another is there is a character in the film जो चंद्रशेखर आजाद जो रावण है, उनका कैरेक्टर जो दिखाया गया है, I found it very very scaring to see him die in the film, because in reality Ravan is there, he is still alive. So in the film, what does this director what intentions does Anubhav Sinha had in mind to show him die in the film? Is it some kind of कि तुम्हारे जो एक्टिविस्ट है वो, मतलब हमारा जो पुलिस वाला है जो अभी एक्टिविज्म में आ गया है थ्रू नोइंग कि कास्टिज्म है, ये है, वो है, तो ही विल बी अलाइव, मतलब खाली त्रिवेदी बचेगा? इज इट बिकॉज ही इज इन अपर कास्ट? why Ravan is dying in the film? Why an activist जो बचपन से ये चीजें कर रहा है, बचपन से इसको समझ रहा है, he is facing it, he's having this as his own lived experience and he's struggling to fight it, उसको खत्म करने के लिए चीजें कर रहा है, but he is dying in it. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है। ऑल्सो द फिल्म इज शोन विद द पर्सपेक्टिव, विद अ टोटल गांधीन पर्सपेक्टिव, एंड वी ऑफ कोर्स डिनाई गांधी टू बी आवर हीरो। तो ये बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लमेटिक चीज मुझे आर्टिकल 15 में लगी है। मतलब लास्ट में पूरा फिल्म खत्म हो रहा है, कंक्लूड हो रहा है, और वो गाना बापू वाला बज रहा है, तो इट इज अ प्रॉब्लमेटिक थिंग फॉर मी। बापू ने आर्टिकल 15 नहीं बना। एक सेकंड, थोड़ा शॉर्ट में करती हूँ इसको समाप्त, सॉरी। द डिफरेंस इन काला और कबाली और असुरन और पेरुमल, ये सारे चीजों में जो अलग चीज है ये है कि अब तक के बॉलीवुड काफी सारे फिल्म्स में कास्ट दिखाई है, अनटचेबल्स भी दिखाए हैं, और उनको स्टीरियोटाइप करके और स्टिग्मा जो चल रहा है उसी तरीके से दिखाया है, लेकिन दीज फिल्म्स have broken that stereotype. कबाली में सूट बूट वाला दिखाया है भाई, एंड उसमें डायलॉग्स भी वैसी है। सिमिलरली अगर काला में अगर धारावी है, वहां का असर्शन है, वहां पे जिस तरह से अपना असर्ट कर रहे हैं अपने राइट्स को, तो उसी के साथ जो एक जनरेशन के बाद जो अनटचेबल्स या सो कॉल्ड लोअर कास्ट है, उनमें जो बदला है वो भी दिखाया है। क्योंकि एक सीन है जहां पर प्रोटेस्ट कॉल आउट होता है, तो वहां पे कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में भी हमारे लोग आज है और वो भी इसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, ये भी एक सीन है। तो उसमें दिखाया है कि सिर्फ दलित बस्ती में, सिर्फ धारावी में ही नहीं है ये लोग, तो ये लोग सब जगह है, सिटीज में भी है, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर्स में भी है, सूट बूट वाले भी है, और यहाँ पर भी है। तो दिस इज व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सिमिलरली असुरन का जो लास्ट डायलॉग है, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मी, कि मैं थोड़ा उसको बोलना चाहती हूँ कि ये हम चाहे कितनी भी प्रॉपर्टी खरीद ले, ये छीन लेंगे, हमारा पैसा छीन लेंगे, व्हाट दे विल नॉट एनेक्स फ्रॉम अस इज आवर एजुकेशन। एंड ये क्लियर पर्सपेक्टिव दिखता है। ये शायद कोई सवर्णा फिल्म मेकर जब अगर किसी दलित को दिखाना चाहेगा तो वो सिर्फ वल्नरेबल दिखाएगा, वो सिर्फ वंचित, शोषित, पीड़ित बेचारा दया के लिए भीख मांग रहा है, एक तो ये दिखाएगा, या फिर वो दिखाएगा कि ये किस तरह से विलन बन गया, या ये किस तरह से अपने राइट के लिए फाइट कर रहा है, मार काट कर रहा है, दैट्स इट। ये इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल पे भी बात कर रहा है, ये नहीं दिखा पाएगा। ये पारंजीत ने जिस तरह से दिखाया, ये जिस तरह से मारी ने दिखाया है, ये दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सिमिलरली पेरुमल में भी इसी तरह से दिखता है। अगर वुमेन पर्सपेक्टिव का इस आंसर में बताना है या अलग से आएगा? सॉरी, मतलब टाइम।
हाँ, मतलब टाइम भी बहुत ज्यादा कम है, और मतलब हमें मतलब हम बाकी के क्वेश्चन भी मतलब ले नहीं सकते, लेकिन
मुझे क्योंकि वुमेन पर्सपेक्टिव किस तरह से दिखाया है अलग अलग फिल्म में, मतलब
एक,
अब तक
हाँ
के
हाँ हाँ।
सवर्णा मेड फिल्म्स में और द अदर नरेटिव जो बहुजन मेड फिल्म्स है उसके बारे में बात करना है, तो वो शायद मतलब अलग क्वेश्चन है, या मैं कंटिन्यू करूँ ये पूछ रही थी।
ठीक है, मतलब तुम कंटिन्यू करो, लेकिन हमारे पास 2 मिनट है, उसके बाद फिर एक क्वेश्चन लेके हम वाइंड अप करेंगे। 5 मिनट में हम वाइंड अप करने वाले हैं। तो एक ज्योति के पास भी मतलब एक 2 मिनट में जाना है, तो
ओके। वुमेन का जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन है अब तक के, जो हमेशा जैसे बॉलीवुड में उसको भी एक तो वल्नरेबल ही दिखाया है। हीरो की माँ किडनैप हो गई या बहन का रेप हो गया, या फिर अगर हीरोइन है तो वो शी इज ट्राइंग टू seduce द हीरो एंड डिस्ट्रैक्ट द हीरो फ्रॉम हिज मेन मोटो। इस तरह के हमेशा नैरेटिव्स हमको दिखाए गए हैं। लाइक बूढ़ी माँ इज ऑलवेज वेटिंग फॉर हिज करण अर्जुन टू कम बैक एंड बदला लेंगे। मतलब कोई रोल, खास रोल कभी कुछ नहीं रहा है। और अगर उसमें सवर्णा वुमेन है या बहुजन वुमेन है, ये एक मतलब ये क्वेश्चन तो काफी दूर ही रह गया, मतलब ओवरऑल वुमेन को ही वल्नरेबल स्टेट में दिखाया है। बट ये काला के फिल्म में नहीं दिखाया है। काला के फिल्म के जो 3 बहुजन लीड कैरेक्टर्स है उनको कितना स्ट्रांग दिखाया है, ये मुझे नहीं लगता कि सवर्णा फिल्म्स इतनी अच्छी तरीके से दिखा पाएंगे, स्पेशली टू दैट वन सीन वेयर द पुलिस ऑफिसर्स आर ट्राइंग टू रेप तूफानी, और फिर उसका जब पैंट उतार देते हैं और एक वो उसके हाथ का डंडा गिर जाता है, और देन उसको छोड़ देते हैं, एंड दे आर लाफिंग एट हर, एंड देयर इज अ वेरी, हम लोग सोच रहे हैं कि व्हाट शील चूज, वेदर शील पिक अप दैट डंडा टू बीट देम, वेदर शील लाइक, अब तक हमने क्या देखा था कि भगवान के लिए मुझे छोड़ दो, मेरी इज्जत को ये मत करो, इस तरह के जो टिपिकल डायलॉग्स वी हैव बीन लिसनिंग इन द फिल्म्स। So she's always waiting for some masculine person to come and rescue her from these gundas and all. But what Paranjit thought is he the character the तूफानी वो इज्जत विज्जत के बारे में सोचना छोड़ के शी इज पिकिंग अप दैट स्टिक, शी इज पिकिंग अप दैट बैम्बू। ये जो पर्सपेक्टिव, ये पूरी तरह से उस नैरेटिव को ही ट्विस्ट कर दिया आज तक जिस तरह से विमेन को दिखाया गया है फिल्म में। इसलिए ये एक पर्टिकुलरली मेंशन करना चाहूंगी। कहने को बहुत सारे और एग्जांपल्स हैं, बट एक ही एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगी। तो हाउ Bahujan women are, I feel how Bahujan women are more stronger than Savarna women. मतलब डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस सिर्फ झोपड़पट्टी में होता है ऐसा नहीं है। डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस जितना ब्राह्मण फैमिलीज में होता है, मतलब वो इससे भी और ज्यादा होता होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कम से कम ऐसा है कि किस कोई अगर अनटचेबल कास्ट से कोई औरत पे अगर उसका हस्बैंड दारू पी के एक झापड़ मारता है तो वो उतनी ताकत रखती है कि वो 2 झापड़ रिटर्न भी मारती है, कुछ फेंक के भी मारती है। This is like out of experiences what we have been seen. Uh, तो इसलिए वो ज्यादा ताकत रखती है, वो फाइट बैक करने की भी ज्यादा ताकत रखती है। लज्जा फिल्म जो आई थी उसमें जितने भी फीमेल कैरेक्टर्स दिखाए हैं सभी को स्ट्रांग दिखाया है, बट पर्टिकुलरली 2 फीमेल कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में बात करना चाहूंगी, एंड डेफिनेटली दे आर फ्रॉम बहुजन बैकग्राउंड। क्योंकि एक है माधुरी दीक्षित जो जिसका ऑक्यूपेशन ही है तमाशा में डांस करना, जो थिएटर में जिस तरह से करे, तो ऑफ कोर्स शी इज अ बहुजन। ये मतलब मुझे अलग से प्रूव करने की मुझे नहीं लगता जरूरत है, इतना सबको पता है, समझता है कि कौन कौन से ऑक्यूपेशन में है कई सालों से। उसका थॉट जो है वो जिस तरह से रैशनल करती है और जिस तरह से वो काउंटर करती है इवन टू रामायण। अनदर कैरेक्टर इज रेखा। शी, उसको क्लियर दिखाया गया है कि शी बिलोंग्स टू एन अनटचेबल कम्युनिटी। स्टिल उसकी जो कैपेसिटी दिखाया है कि वो पूरे गांव में सबको अपने पैरों पे खड़े होने, बाकी सब औरतों को मदद कर रही है। She is trying to learn English. She's teaching others also English. She's trying to make other women stand on their feet, and she fight backs uh, with all the men there. She's learning computer. She's asking others to learn as well. So very strong character that I found in the Bollywood cinema. और उसके अपोज में सौतन फिल्म का जो पद्मिनी कुल्हापुरे वाला जो कैरेक्टर है, जिसको इनिशियली तो दिखाया है कि शी इज फ्रॉम, मतलब जिसको दिखाया है कि शी इज फ्रॉम अनटचेबल कम्युनिटी, शी इज लर्नड वन, एजुकेटेड वन। उसके फादर को सूट बूट में दिखाया है, जिसको डिग्निटी का इम्पोर्टेंस पता है, बट दैट कैरेक्टर अगेन फॉल्स डाउन टू लाइक, अगर कोई अपर कास्ट मुझसे प्यार कर रहा है तो बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई मेरे लिए, तो द स्टोरी अगेन चेंजेस टू very sad narrative, I feel. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
थैंक यू सो मच मयूरा। मैं अभी डायरेक्टली मतलब कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं दूंगा मतलब इसके ऊपर, लेकिन आई वांट टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम रजनी बोध टू ज्योति। सिनेमा जगत क्या बहुजन सभ्यता का आंदोलन बन पाएगा, और बन पाएगा तो कैसे बन पाएगा, और हमारे पास क्या रणनीति है बहुजन सभ्यता को मतलब सिनेमा जगत को एक मूवमेंट बनाने के लिए, फिल्म का एक मूवमेंट बनाने के लिए क्या क्या आप बता सकते हैं आप ज्योति?
या मतलब कोई स्ट्रैटेजी तो नहीं है नेसेसरली, बट आई थिंक लाइक वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, अगर we understand that everything is data right now, then yes, it is very much possible to there is already, I mean, I don't need to say can cinema is, it's not only cinema, it's also TV, it's also newspaper media, it's also religion, it's also education. If you really look into sociological or philosophical positions, I mean, everything is a structure, and if you can fit your structure, that space is there, that technology is there. I mean, I remember the time when we were in the film school and we were thinking how to make films. Didn't have enough money to buy a 5D, so never had a camera. So how do you shoot? You know, like you have to have a camera, phone, at least, I think so, in the very initial stages of life. So I mean, if we just like learn to capture what we are, what we like, and then maybe create a story out of it, or set out to tell a story अपने space में, अपने territory में, और अपने limitation में, whatever the best we can do in terms of telling the story. But I really think aesthetics are extremely important. It just enhance, it can take the film to the next level. And because it's my first film, so I've seen, and I've shot for a couple of years, so I've seen that transformation even in my work as well, that half affect the craft, this is like and also to really decide what do you want to tell and from what position is also something extremely, it's a very critical question personally. So maybe, and I mean, for me, like, to look at the world very differently was, I mean, to even talk about this, the Bahujan spectatorship was different, because I did not grow up in a Hindu house. I grew up in a Buddhist house. I grew up in a family where they were talking about Baba Saheb and Phule, and you don't know jack shit, actually. You don't understand it so much. You understand it over a period of time. To be able to even develop some kind of a critical thinking. So I feel if you want to tell a story, figure out any way to tell it, and maybe write a poetry, write a story, I don't know, start your YouTube channel or something, I don't know, but it must have some kind of value, and what's important is to think of your audience, and yes, I think your audience and what you feel about your story, that's the thing, that's what connects.
शायद रजनी बौद्ध जी को उनका क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल गया होगा। मुझे आप दोनों को मतलब एक मिनट देना है आपकी फिल्म के प्रोसेस के बारे में बोलने के लिए। हमें सेशन वाइंड अप भी करना है। तो ज्योति, आप किस तरह से बता सकती है कि आपके फिल्म के प्रोसेस के बारे में, आइडिएशन के प्रोसेस से लेके फंड रेजिंग से लेके अभी आपके स्क्रीनिंग्स, मतलब स्क्रीनिंग के प्रोसेस तक फिल्म आने वाली है, तो आप पूरे फिल्म के प्रोसेस पे क्या बोलना चाहेगी?
ये तो बहुत बड़ा, मतलब it is like a whole school question you're asking me to design a curriculum for you right away, but it's that kind of a question. But I think, just deciding, we call it in screenwriting, we call it premise or the idea, जिसको idea बोलते हैं, idea क्या है तुम्हारा, कहानी क्या है वो, तो मतलब अगर having what sometimes, and it can be like, I had a sense of what did I want to make, but I did not know after shooting to really write the script. Basically it was the toughest part, I think. So shooting was also not so tough, to put a docu and create a script for it is a giant, humongous task, and it's so painful, and you cannot afford to go wrong, and lots of things you just feel like, hey, you could have done this in some other way, or and then you start realizing the whole task of, okay, you start realizing the value of money a lot when you're making a film, because you just have a day, and people have certain time, and taking appointments, and to looking out for logistics, to also have a good frame of mind while when you go out to shoot. Maybe you just get exhausted when you reach there, so lots of things you have to keep in mind if you really are going to shoot a film. Fundraising was like, I had seen all of these things, like about fundraising for the longest time. I was just figuring out how to do that, and I felt like it's a good story, it can connect. So I took some money, borrowed some money from somebody, a friend, and paid the initial amount. They liked my pitch, and I knew, I think, what was different about my story, and why is it important. So just creating a good pitch is very, very important, I think. What are you telling in the briefest amount? I mean, small, like people have very small attention span. So you don't have to bore people, you have to engage people, and also, get your point across in a very small time. So those kind of things were very important, and just connecting with people. Like I went, I tried every possible way to connect and, request people, send WhatsApp messages, and, tag people a little bit. People just get, your friends also get irritated with this, but those people who support you, they can support you some days, some not. So just don't take it very seriously and personally. It's all social media shit. But one has, like, when you are raising funds, and you must have a idea that you connect to your collective. And I think it's extremely, extremely important also that, patrons, like I have been saying this for the longest time. I mean, Baba Saheb did all the work. I mean, what if Shahuji Maharaj was not there, to fund him, to education. So, you have to be like really, really, I mean, I expect, this kind of an absurd kind of an expectations from media people and, from young amateur filmmakers. It's already very tough. It's already very, very tough. So if you don't have patrons to, or have organized your stories. So I think that's been very important. We are editing, but most of it, I mean, we should be able to finish the film soon, and we will keep you posted. Yeah.
Thank you, Jyoti, and wish you all the best for your film. All of you. हाँ हाँ हाँ, हम सब तुम्हारे साथ है। मुझे मोयरा के पास जाना है, और मोयरा सिर्फ 1 मिनट है, सच में 1 ही मिनट है, एक ही मिनट में बात खत्म करनी है। तुम्हारा और निखिल का जो मतलब फिल्म आने वाला है, दीक्षा भूमि, सो उस पूरे फिल्म के प्रोसेस
उस
के
एक
बारे में
मिनट का
बताओ।
आधा
और
तुम बोल रहे हो।
हाँ, मतलब मैं क्वेश्चन बता रहा हूँ ना, क्वेश्चन बताने के बाद
आई
फिर जो
आई
टाइम है
टेक
उसमें।
1 point some minutes.
ठीक है, ठीक है। तो दीक्षा भूमि फिल्म आना क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट था, और उस फिल्म के प्रोसेस के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताओ। हाँ,
I'm first of all feeling
सॉरी।
so good to talk about the film because I think I haven't yet done so far कि फिल्म के बारे में ऐसे पब्लिकली ज्यादा मैंने शायद ऐसा बात नहीं किया है. दीक्षा भूमि is very close to my heart. For me, दीक्षा भूमि इज नॉट जस्ट स्पेस, कोई स्पिरिचुअल जगह नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि जहां जाकर आप आग बंद करके बैठोगे शांत लगेगा, अच्छा लगेगा, दर्शन होगा कुछ तो भी. It's not that space. So whenever if I'm asked to make a film, the first topic came to my mind is Diksha Bhumi. So this was a pitch actually I made for my master's project, for my fourth semester project. It was selected by the professors but then couldn't make it. तो देन आई वाज लाइक, मास्टर्स कंप्लीट होने के बाद पहली फिल्म बनेगी तो दीक्षा भूमि पे बनेगी ही बनेगी. So then I had when I pitched this in the class, I had in mind what exactly I mean by Diksha Bhumi. So this is a concept for me. So the tagline that we gave to the film is how it is not less than a pilgrim, yet it is not a pilgrim. मतलब लोग दीक्षा भूमि को एक वो भी है कॉन्सेप्ट कि जब बाबा साहब को रमाई कहती है कि मुझे यहाँ जाना है अपना, सॉरी, पंढरपुर जाना है, तो बाबा साहब कहते हैं कि खुद का पंढरपुर मैं तैयार कर दूंगा. तो लेकिन पंढरपुर जिस तरह से तीर्थ यात्रा बन चुका है, हालांकि उसकी भी हिस्ट्री में अगर हम जाए तो दैट इज ऑल्सो कनेक्टेड टू बुद्धिज्म समवेयर, बट लेट्स नॉट गो इनटू दैट, टाइम कम है ना. So why Baba Sahab made that Diksha Bhumi, and it is not just a space. It is a it it is a source of power. It is a place where Dalitism ends and Buddhism starts. It is the space जहां से हमारी हिस्ट्री को बदलने की ताकत हमको मिल रही है, जहां से हमारे ऊपर लगा हुआ सारा स्टिग्मा हम झटक कर फेंक सकते हैं और एक न्यू लाइफ में जा सकते हैं. वो ये जगह है. तो I wanted to make film on this. Sorry.
या, थैंक यू।
So emotionally, this connection with Diksha Bhumi I have, and making a film on it does gives me a lot of more power. Yeah. Sorry.
नहीं, 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 स्पीक स्पीक स्पीक, या स्पीक स्पीक स्पीक, बोलो बोलो।
So after making that pitch, we started working on it. Like Jyoti told, making a script is a much difficult thing, and honestly to tell you, I still don't have I still don't have an idea how do I'm going to end this. Like me and Nikhil together are working a lot on this. बहुत सारा brainstorming करने के बाद काफी सारी चीजों को, मतलब हमने देखा कि किसी भी फिल्म को इंटरेस्टिंग बनाने के लिए, लोगों तक पहुंचाने के लिए उसमें कौन कौन से एलिमेंट्स का होना जरूरी है. Like many of the people don't know about documentary films. Like I'm talking about general public, so they do not understand what a film, documentary film is. By film they are asked, they start asking questions like शाहरुख खान है क्या उसमें, कौन सा हीरो रहेगा उसमें, मुझे एक्टिंग का रोल दोगे क्या. So whenever I talk about the film to the people, सो डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म कैसी होती है ये भी बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं है. और जिनको पता है तो हम जब एग्जांपल्स देते हैं कि अरे वो सब डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म्स होती है ना जो हम डिस्कवरी पे भी देखते हैं, जिसमें कुछ रियलिटी के बारे में बताते हैं, तो देर लाइक अच्छा वो भी फिल्म होती है. तो पीपल, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल फाइंड डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म्स वेरी बोरिंग. वो सिर्फ इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल के लोगों को एक्सेसिबल है, उनके समझ की बात है, ऐसा भी समझ में आता है. So we were thinking कि डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म्स आर एक्चुअली नॉट बोरिंग, पर वो हर तरह के लोगों को अपना लगना चाहिए. इस तरह से उस फिल्म को कैसे ढालना है, सिर्फ इंटेलेक्चुअल लोगों को ही ना समझे, वो बाबा साहब को मानने वाले, बुद्ध को समझने वाले, दीक्षा भूमि पर आने वाले, या ऐसे लोग जो दीक्षा भूमि में कभी नहीं आए, उन तक भी दीक्षा भूमि का कॉन्सेप्ट पहुंचे और उनको भी ये फिल्म समझे. So we were trying to make this film connectable to all. So making a script was very difficult. We started with zero amount. हमने अपने खर्च से जितना हो सके उतना डाला. We decided कि जो लोगों ने हमें suggestions दिए कि सेम कैमरा, सारी चीजें टेक्निकल रखना, सेम कैमरा और लेंस और सब उस तरह से कंटिन्यू रहना चाहिए उसमें. बट इट इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू मेंटेन ऑल दिस. बट यस, पीपल आर सपोर्टिंग अस. अभी तक हमने फंड्स के लिए कोई कैंपेन नहीं किया या अभी तक कहीं अप्रोच नहीं किया है. बट जब पहला ट्रेलर डाला या पोस्टर भी डाला तो लाइक आई फेल्ट इमोशंस व्हाइल टेलिंग अबाउट द फिल्म. एवरीबडी इज गेटिंग सच कनेक्शंस विद द फिल्म. जब ट्रेलर भी आता है या पोस्टर भी लोग देखते हैं तो सामने से लोग बोलते हैं कि वी वांट टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू यू, टेल अस इन व्हाट वे वी कैन डू. सो this is like we take a lot of responsibility in making this film. And Nikhil has done more films than me. उसने commercial films बनाई है, तो I'm glad that we two are working together. And it's sometimes very easy that being life partners, making film as well in partnership, and sometimes the same thing is also making things difficult. So we are dealing with all these things and trying to make this film better. अभी तक एंड के बारे में पूरा नहीं सोच पाया है, तो ये भी सोचा कि इट्स ओके, वो शायद प्रोसेस में बनते बनते समझाएगी. अब तक सही क्या इम्पैक्टफुल एंड कैसा होना चाहिए, वी आर स्टिल फिगरिंग इट आउट. या सॉरी आई टुक मोर मिनट्स.
इट्स ओके. ओपिनियन इज इम्पोर्टेंट. तो थैंक यू सो मच. मतलब तुम दोनों बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट काम कर रहे हो. मतलब बहुजन पर्सपेक्टिव से बहुजन वुमेन आगे आ रही है और फिल्म बना रही है, तो वो एक पर्सपेक्टिव आना बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. और वो शुरुआत आप दोनों से हो रही है. बहुत सारी वुमेन भी है उसमें जुड़ी हुई है काम करने के लिए. तो या हम इधर ख़त्म कर सकते हैं. Thank you so much, and I would like to thank our wonderful guests for joining us and sharing their different perspective on the topic. I feel that all of us learned a lot today. I'm thankful to the audience for participating and for asking the insightful questions. कुछ questions के हमको आंसर भी नहीं करने आए, मतलब टाइम की वजह से, लेकिन हमने प्रयास किया थोड़ा बहुत. अगले सेशन में हम फिर से कुछ क्वेश्चन से जुड़ सकते हैं. लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट, आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक द ऑर्गेनाइजर्स ऑफ द टॉक, ब्लू मॉर्निंग, फॉर टेकिंग द इनिशिएटिव टू ऑर्गेनाइज दिस इंफॉर्मेटिव इंसाइटफुल सेशन and creating important learning opportunities. Thank you so much, and Jai Bhim. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prashant.
For this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you audience. Thank you Jyoti. Thank you Mayra.
Thank you.
Jai Bhim. Bye
Jai
bye.
Bhim.
See you.
Jai Bhim.
Yeah.
For more such videos, please subscribe to the Color Board and press the bell icon. ऐसे ही और वीडियोस के लिए द कलर बोर्ड को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ ही बेल आइकन दबाएं.